And the question is Michigan win total next year. It is 10.5 with all of the Vegas books out there. I haven't seen one that was any different than that. Now, I think every single one of you and myself, if you gave me $1 million and you said you have to bet it, I'd be like, wow, have to bet it? And I have to bet it on Michigan? Yes, for the purpose of this, you have to. You have to place that $1 million. I think all of us would place it on Michigan over 10.5. So that's not very fun. If all of us would do the the same thing, I'm looking for somebody to do something different. Picture yourself with 1 million. Which would you say you get 12-0, or you get all of the other records, 11-1, 10-2, you get everything else? Would you put it on 12-0, or would you put it on any other record? I think it's more difficult. It's easy to, take you get the million. What the hell? Now I would put it on the 11-1, even though I'm picking 12-0 right now. That's the kind of team Michigan has. For this, I would put it on the 11-1 because just like 2 years ago, Michigan losing up at Michigan State was a horrendous night. It was a great game, a super entertaining game that Michigan ended up losing 37-33, and it felt devastating at the time, and you had to hear Michigan State fans. But Michigan, as you know, accomplished their top goals there, a lot of their top goals. Ultimately, they didn't win the championship, but they did win the Big Ten. They beat Ohio State, and they won. They were able to go to Indy, and you know the rest. So that's why I think I would. That's why I would put it on any other record. And specifically, I would go with 11-1. That's where I am at. Richard's like, you either have character or you don't. Hmm. Uh, you know, College football's a weird thing to say. You have character in football. What about all the other? Is Michigan? They've do you? And there's some spots where, like, if I went through it, that's the part where I get Richard. If you're just talking about specifically, and it's Michigan's Hill. Michigan's Hill has been, we're not giving cash. There were the dark days of the Ed Martin scandal, and it's just Michigan people couldn't handle it. So I do think that is a hill that they are on. But in other areas, they've turned a little fender here. Let's watch a little extra tape. Let's send the coach down on the field. Let's make some contact when we're not supposed to in recruiting. And then let's pay for, some of the food here. And the fans are just like, we're talking about a cheeseburger. We've been down this road before. So that's the thing. Like, and with everybody pushing Michigan has all the integrity and they don't do anything wrong, and everybody pushing like they spent $2 on a hamburger, and then everybody's like, Michigan does everything right and everybody else does everything wrong. You're even doing it here, Richard. Like, either have character or you don't. So I don't know. I should just go back to where I'm at. Michigan is up here and everybody else is down there. There. I got to keep that same energy and the same stance that I've had. Account 22 is put 12-0. Easy. Richard is going to do us 3 better. Forget 12-0. 15-0. Account 22, the healthy Donovan Edwards and Blake with the deepest offensive line in history. It's an unfair fight. Yeah, it's where I'm at, account 22. I'm with you. I look at the game. I look at the Penn State game on the road. I know games. I know how games on the road are. I know how, but I'm 12-0 too. Junior says 11-1 until JJ starts unleashing bombs, then 15-0. Well, Junior, JJ started unleashing bombs technically on November the 25th last year in Columbus. And then he continued. He threw some bombs in Indianapolis, and then he went to Tempe, and he was throwing bombs there. So JJ has unleashed the bombs. The downfield passing game has been opened up by JJ McCarthy and Michigan's offense. So when you say 11-1 until, no, 15-0, then you're in the 15-0 category. You want to see it this year? When? You want to see it against East Carolina, UNLV, and BG? You want to see it against Rutgers at home? You want to see the bombs unleashed at Nebraska, at Minnesota? Okay, probably on the road. I'll answer your question. You want to see bombs being thrown on the road at Nebraska and at Minnesota, and Michigan rolling up to 50, 60 point wins on the road, because you know that they're going to be able to dispose those other teams probably in pretty quick fashion. Understood. JJ and the bombs. Just need the Zebras to start counting up some of those bombs. Yeah, hopefully Michigan can get the refs on their side. I'm just kidding. That's it. That's it. So the news here, to recap, if you're just joining us, Aaron Scott putting out a tweet about his love for Michigan when he's supposed to be visiting Ohio State this weekend. That makes me feel pretty good about the Maize and Blues' chances. Gerard Smith, commitment from Connecticut, defensive end. He's taking his official visit this weekend. His twin brother is accompanying him. Jacob Smith. I forecast Jacob Smith ultimately getting into this class. Could happen this weekend. You're making the rounds in Ann Arbor. Maybe he wants to go some other places. I think the Smith brothers both end up at Michigan. So those are the top two things to take away. The third thing is congratulations to the Michigan basketball program, who saw two of their players get taken in the top 15. Jet Howard goes to the Orlando Wolverine Magic, and Kobe Buffkin ends up in Hotlanta with the Hawks. How about that? That's it. That's where it's at. We'll take one last bit of feedback here, and it's from Otis. All year long, it takes playing football to get better at football, and passing is part of football. Yeah, even though I said it was last year, that's a fine point. Actually, you are going to have to see it from every year is different. Now that Michigan had this fabulous team last year and didn't go well against TCU, but yeah, we're going to have to see it again for sure. Some of this stuff, seems pretty obvious, but I'm right with you on that. All right. Oh, yeah. Well, we start talking about the Scott deleting that tweet now. Well, like I said, if you're in Columbus and you tweet something like that out, they are going to confiscate your phone. I would check. I would maybe have to send somebody down there to check on his well-being. They probably confiscated his phone and deleted that. But we have a screenshot of it right here. Here it is. Aaron Scott. And he's got, I'll take that banner part down so you can just see there. I mean, this is pretty obvious. This happened this morning at around 11 o'clock, 3 hours ago. Michigan love hit that send and then walked into the horseshoe. They were all sitting there and saying, hey, if you're going to spend the weekend here on our dime, delete that tweet. That's what I guess happened. But what do I do? I'm not down there. A troll to Michigan? No, that would suck. He tagged Jacob Oden, the Michigan commitment, who he's got, they're friends. So maybe, you never know. Maybe Scott and West will end up in the scarlet and gray. I feel good about Scott. If I was a Michigan fan, I'd feel good about it as well. If I was a Michigan fan, like all of you are, I would feel very good because the football team is loaded. This team is the best team that I've ever seen. It's the off season. That sounds a little bit like hyperbole, but where things are at right here, right now, the returning quarterback, the coach, his staff, the offensive line, not one, but two of the best running backs in the country. I mean, come on. A defensive coordinator who lost his, came in and proved that he knows how to move around the chess pieces. This team is stacked. They're loaded. That's why everybody is talking about it. Like, you talk about 12-0, 15-0, these things would be laughed at years ago. Not now. Not here. Not with this team. Not with the players that they had coming back. Not what they were able to do in the transfer portal. Things are looking pretty good.